Hey everybody, it's me, Megan, and this is going to be somewhat of a very different video for me. This kind of video has always been requested of me to do ever since I started my YouTube videos, and that is a hygiene video. This video isn't necessarily me telling you, well, it kind of is, but it's not really telling you what you should do. But this video is more so geared towards younger girls who may not have that female figure at home who is telling them how to properly clean themselves and what to do and what not to do. And a lot of girls out there, people may not know, a lot of girls live with their fathers, and having that conversation with your father about how you need to properly clean yourself, especially when you're age of puberty and starting your period and hair is growing in certain areas that you don't want to talk about to your father, and you're just a little self-conscious. These videos tend to really help out girls like that, and also people and girls who are just not aware of, you know, what to do and what not. One of the biggest things about hygiene is to make sure you keep your body clean as a whole. I was 10 years old when I started my period, and especially when you start to come into the age where you're, you know, working out, you're playing sports at school, and you're starting your period, it's like really important to make sure you keep your body clean, okay? So when I started my period when I was 10 years old, yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you stories throughout this whole entire video and things like that. So yeah, I started my period at 10, and my mom, she sat down and gave us the talk about how important it was to keep our body clean, because you are a woman, and not only is it good to make sure you always smell good, but also making sure you're clean, just make sure that you're healthy down there in different areas. So back when I was in like elementary, high school, junior high, I would take a shower, you know, at night, and then wake up in the morning and wash up. So I would take my shower, wash up in the morning. And what washing up is, where you just kind of hit your private areas, like your crevice and your boo-boo, and then you hit your underarms real good in the morning time. So taking a nice good shower before you go to sleep, wash up in the morning. Now that I'm an adult, I like to take at least 2 showers a day, just to make sure I'm just feeling fresh and clean all the time. Because I just like to feel fresh and clean. So it's normally I take my showers in the morning, and then during the evening, nighttime, or just however many times a day I feel the need to, like, ooh, I need to feel clean. And as you get older, you'll start to understand and know, like, when you're clean and when you don't feel clean. So that's kind of like the stage where I am now. And the kind of products that I used to wash up with, that I've always used to wash up with and clean myself with since I was, you know, a kid, teenager, you know, stuff like that, is Dove's Gentle Exfoliating Beauty Bar. And this is the moisturizing one, and this is the one that I personally like using. It does have a very light scent, but it's not overwhelming. I normally like using the unscented version, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're washing with certain things that are scented, it can really irritate your crevices down there. And when I mean crevices, I mean like your vagina and things like that. So you really don't want to use super scented things, because that can really irritate your area down there. So this does have a very light scent, but it's not really perfumey and things like that. So I like using the bar. And some people may be like, oh my god, Megan, it's so old school, why are you using the bar? Because I feel like the bar gets me clean, okay? I don't like using shower gel. Shower gel does not get me clean. Even though Dove does have the shower gel version of this, that one's cool, but I just really don't prefer that one. Just use what you like. But if I want to feel like I am really clean, I like to use bar soap. Okay, and I know some people be like, oh, that's all you use? You don't like to use the Bath and Body Works shower gels? No, I don't, but I do have one of them. I feel like the Bath and Body Works shower gels are just like perfumey shower gels from like Victoria's Secret. They're nice and everything, but I feel like using that by itself does not get your crevices clean. Okay, some people and some young girls may think like, well, I was just using this by itself and I thought this was getting me clean. And sometimes this really doesn't get you clean. Now, if you do want to use, like, you know, a shower gel like this, use you some soap first. That's what my mom told me. You better wash up first with this soap, and then if you want to smell good, put this on top of it. Let this be your second wash up. So like in the shower, I wash up at least twice with this just by itself. But if you like to use shower gels from like Bath and Body Works, use your soap first and then use this. But make sure you do not put this in your crevices area, because this can really aggravate your area and cause all kinds of, you know, things that you don't want to happen, especially with your balance, your pH balance. Your vagina has a pH balance, and if it gets off balance, it can really cause issues as far as itching, burning, odors that aren't normal, because things are going out of whack down there. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, what's going on, this is a foreign object down here, and it's just, I don't like it. So make sure if you are going to use this, don't wash up your crevice area with this, because it's not going to be good for you. So don't do that. Now, I found this to be quite safe for me, but it all depends on the person. But when in doubt, use the unscented version if you're super sensitive. So that's just my take on that. As an adult, I take 2 showers a day, like I previously said before. And when I was in school, elementary, junior high, and high school, I would take a shower every night and then wash up in the morning. So that's what I do. So that was just a quick tip. I don't know how quick that was, but I was being real with you, because just make sure you keep your body clean, underarms clean, just all of that. Oh, I did forget to mention, I just use a regular old wash rag. I'm not using loofahs. I want to make sure I really get in there, scrub, clean everything that I need to clean. I just don't have time for loofahs. I just don't. I don't. Also, it's really important to know what your body smells like. I know some people are like, naked, oh my god. But I'm being honest, you know, it's important to know what your body smells like in your area down there smells like, and to know what's normal and what's not. Because if something goes wrong, how are you gonna know if something's wrong with you and you need to go to the doctor? Because oftentimes some females or some little girls may have a smell to their area, and they're not aware that that's not normal, because it's really not supposed to have a stench or any kind of reeking smell. You have your natural scent, you know, down in that area, but you really need to be aware of what's normal and what's not. So you have to really, if you need to whiff yourself down there, take a whiff, you know, that's what you have to do. I learned this very early on, so I'm comfortable with talking about this. Some people may not, but be very aware of what's going on with your bodies in your, you know, crevice and, you know, downstairs area. So because oftentimes you may need to go to the doctor if you're having any kind of anything that's not normal, or stench going on that's not normal. So this part of the video may or may not apply to maybe my younger girls, maybe like my 13, 14, and 15-year-old girls. This is speaking to maybe anyone like 18 and up, because I feel like this product really isn't necessary. It's not, because I didn't start using it until I was like 18. And this is the Summer's Eve Simply Sensitive Cleansing Wash, pH balanced, dermatologist and gynecologist tested. And what this is just vagina soap, blunt to be blunt, and it just, you know, helps keep you clean down there. I specifically use this when I'm off of my period. So like if I'm done with being on my period, maybe 2 days afterwards, I will use this on my vagina only, and it just keeps everything nice and extra more fresh. Yeah, extra more fresh. So this works really good. And I would assume that if you're about to be intimate with your partner or whatever, you could use this too, because it just really gets your crevices super clean, and like, oh my god, you feel so fresh. Like, you really do feel extremely fresh. Now, I would not recommend this if you are experiencing some kind of foul odor, because if you're experiencing foul odor other than from like if you're just getting off your period, where your odor down there, not odor, but your scent may be a little different just because you're getting off your period. But if that is not the case, I do not suggest you using this. I'm going to tell you to go to the doctor, because if your vagina and crevices don't smell like how they're supposed to smell, and it's a stronger scent than normal, go to the doctor and get checked out, because this isn't going to help you. It's just probably going to make it. So as far as making sure you're staying fresh and clean, I would suggest, especially if you're on your period, to change your pad every 2 hours. I mean, that's what I do. Just saying, depending on how heavy your flow is, you're supposed to change your pad or your tampon, whatever. And that helps keep things nice and fresh also for those who aren't aware, especially young teen girls or girls who are just starting their period and just don't understand what's going on. So change your pad or tampon every 2 hours. And so another thing, make sure you keep fresh and, you know, hygienically cute. Put on some deodorant, girl. Put on some deodorant that matches your body chemistry. Now, when I was in high school, I went through a couple of deodorants that there are some deodorants that you'll use that will make your underarms actually stink worse. And the deodorant that does not work for me is the Secret Powder Fresh. Like, it'll smell good for like the first 3 hours, then after like maybe 8 to 7 hours, it just makes my underarms stink, and it was staining my t-shirts like back in high school. So I had to figure out what deodorant worked well for me. So the deodorant that I have been using ever since high school is the Secret Invisible Solid, which is now the Invisible Solid, and it's the Shower Fresh kind. So that's the one that I like using, and it smells so good. It just works really well with my body chemistry. Now, that's something that you just have to kind of like figure out on your own, but you know, I say go for the shower. So I know some people are gonna be like, what about body sprays, Megan? Do you use body sprays? Honestly, I really don't, even though I have a lot of them, but I don't use them on a regular, you know, daily basis. Like, if I'm gonna be at home and I'm gonna take a shower, I'm not really gonna put on any body spray. Like, I may use a lotion or whatever, but normal, like daily type of thing, I'm just gonna either put on me some Vaseline on my skin. Yes, I use Vaseline on my skin and it feels good. Or I just use some regular Johnson's & Johnson's, is it Johnson's & Johnson's, or is it just Johnson's baby lotion? So I will say that scented lotions and body sprays can be a little dangerous also if you use them incorrectly. Everything can be dangerous to your crevices, just depends on how you use them. So like body sprays and stuff like this from Bath & Body Works and Victoria's Secret, I would suggest using them obviously on clean skin and body, and only apply them to the areas where you cannot get you know, irritated. Like, you're not gonna spray this on your vagina, because why? That's gonna burn and it's not gonna feel good, and this could possibly mess up your pH balance, which means everything can go out of whack and you can get a yeast infection, you can get irritated, it can change the smell of your area down there. You don't want that. So make sure you avoid these in your crevices area, because it will just make everything go wrong. So only put them in the areas where, you know, you won't get irritated, because it won't be fun for you. I'm just saying. So scented stuff is fun, but only put it in the areas that you do not put on any kind of scented stuff if you know you need to get in the shower, because this will not cover up a dirty stench. Like, I'm not really talking about your area down there, but if you know you need to take a shower, don't put on body spray on top of it. You know why? Because it's gonna make you stink worse. A lot of girls in high school and junior high used to do that. Like, don't do that. Especially, no. Like, if you know you're gonna go to PE, don't put on body spray. It just makes everything worse. Just don't do it. If you need to get in the shower, just get in the shower or wash up, you know, if you have enough time, you know, between classes. Girl, take you some soap to gym class and just wash up if you need to. No one's judging you. They're gonna say, at least we know she's clean. So, yeah, that's my tip. Do not put on body spray on top of stench when you know you need to take a shower. Just go ahead and get in the shower, because mixture and funk of, you know, body spray and funk stankness is not gonna be cute for you. No, because people will talk about you like, ooh, she stinks, she covered up. Don't let that be you. That's why I'm telling you, don't do that, okay? Don't. Because it'll just stink worse. Another thing which is okay to use, you know, to control certain things, or just to make sure you feel clean at all times, is make sure you keep wipes with you, especially if you're at school all day, or if you're you know, if it's summertime and stuff like that, especially if you do that school. And you know, it's good to keep wipes. This is not necessarily for younger girls. This is for everybody. I keep wipes in my purse, you know, especially on those hot summer days, or if I use the bathroom, or if I doo-doo, even at home. So at home, what I keep is the Charmin wipes, and they come like, you know, like this at Target. So these are over my toilet for when I want to make sure I keep fresh. So like if I'm done using the bathroom, number 2, just take a good wipe, because toilet paper does not get it all. And that's, you know, that could be a problem also for your vagina and all that crevice clean, because if you have doodle remnants or I'm not gonna say doodle remnants, but if you have feces in your underwear, and you know, that like remnants of feces, it could mess up your vagina and your crevice area and get you infections and stuff too. So it's really good to make sure you really clean the area really good. And if you want to make sure you're super cleaned up and wiped from toilet paper after you use the number 2, use some good wipes. So that's good too. Also, I like using my Summer's Eve cleansing cloths. They come like this in Target, and you guys seen me talk about this multiple times. So yeah, these are good if you're on your period, if you're wearing a pad, and you know, sometimes when you wear pads, your area can get a little messy, and you might just want to use a cleansing cloth just to clean up the area. Or if you use the number 2, you just want to clean up the area, you can. If you're at school and you just want to kind of freshen up your area, you can use one of these, or a baby wipe. In high school, I used to keep baby wipes in my purse in a plastic bag, so you don't necessarily have to use these, but these are like $1.89 at Target. So it's just whatever your preference is. So even if it's hot outside, you can just use your little cloth and, you know, wipe. But I wouldn't suggest using these like on a daily, everyday basis. Like every time you use the bathroom, use a cloth, because that could mess you up too. So only use them when you feel like, oh, I'm a little, you know, I want to freshen up just a little bit. Keep them in your purse. If you're on a hot day, freshen up a little bit, girl. You can use these. So I'm just saying. So what's also important is like the kind of underwear you wear. Because I know like Victoria's Secret has that 5 for $26 sale where you can mix and match your boy shorts, your thongs, and you know, your bikini kind of style panties. But honestly, I go and get those sometimes, but I'm not wearing cute panties all the time, because cute panties can give you issues sometimes, especially if it's really tight on your crevice area and you don't, you know, that's not giving your body down there air to breathe, because your crevices down there need air to breathe and room to breathe, so you won't get infections or get irritated down there, because you need something that's like cottony so it can breathe and get full airflow down there. So I'm not wearing thongs and boy shorts and cute panties all the time. It's some good old cotton fruit of the loom, okay, briefs. So another thing, some people may or may not agree with this. It's basically all about your preference and what you like. When you're going to bed, you don't really have to wear underwear, because I feel like it's not necessary. And my mom, it took me a while to go to sleep with not wearing underwear. Like, I didn't stop going to sleep with underwear until I was like 15, because I just felt naked. And the good thing about just going to sleep without wearing underwear is that it gives your, you know, body and your crevices down there a chance to breathe and really air out, because that's what it really needs down there. You don't want to keep it, you know, suffocating in there the entire time. You know, all day, after all day you're wearing underwear, you need to have it, let it breathe, let it air out. So if you just wear your pajama pants, you know, don't put on any underwear with them, just let it air out and breathe and be free. Sometimes it just needs to be free. So that's another thing that's really good to do sometimes. And if you're not comfortable, just try doing it one day out of the week when you're sleeping, because you're not gonna really notice that you're not wearing underwear. Plus, you're just so much more comfortable when you go to sleep without wearing your underwear, and you just have your PJ bottoms on, letting it air out and breathe. So yeah, that's another thing that's really good to do. So I think that is it. Hopefully this video was somewhat clear. I think it was pretty clear. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment about that below, and I will try to answer that for you. And I think I'll have a product listing or some tips down in the description of some of the things that I mentioned in this video also. And also feel free to share your experiences with some of the things that I talked about in this video, because I know a lot of girls or younger girls may be attracted to this video more so versus older women. So if you are an older woman, or you know, older than a teenager, or you know, young teenager, preteen type thing, and you're like my age, feel free to leave down some tips down in the description also to help others who just may not know, because that's the reality of the situation. A lot of girls just really don't know. So yeah, feel free to share and talk about certain things down in the description that you think will help others too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.